On June 1st, a Tesla Model 3 crashed right into an overturned truck on the highway, and the driver said it was on autopilot. This made all the headlines, the video footage went viral, and countless people are still talking about it on the internet. So why are so many people interested? Because this crash happened in broad daylight, with good weather and a big truck blocking the entirety of the lane. It seems like such an easy situation to read, so why did autopilot fail? First, I'll talk about the most probable reasons, but stick around to the end of the video if you want to hear about a theory that I have. The leading theory is that autopilot has a hard time seeing stationary objects. Supposedly, this is true of all adaptive cruise control systems found on many different car models, not just autopilot, but it does seem to be a real problem for Tesla. Another viral video by Scott Kubo shows a Tesla on the highway that fails to detect stopped cars in traffic. I'll link that below if you want to watch it. There are also some people pointing to the fact that the truck is white, which makes it difficult for the camera to see, but I'm not so sure this would make any difference since it's primarily the radar's job to detect this, and radar doesn't see color. Another thing that could have caused autopilot to get confused is the curve in the road. Perhaps since the car was not traveling in a straight line and therefore the truck was not directly in front of the car, the radar may have failed to detect it. Interestingly, Scott's situation also occurred on a curve, so I think it's very possible that this had an impact. One other possibility is that the accelerator pedal may have been pressed. This is unlikely, but if it was indeed pressed, then that would override any decision by autopilot to stop and slow down, and it definitely would have hit the truck. So I would say the most probable theory is the fact that adaptive cruise control systems often fail to see stationary objects, combined with the fact that this happened on a curve. But I do have a theory of my own that I think may have affected autopilot's ability to stop for the truck, and it has to do with the way that autopilot learns. New autopilot features are constantly running in the background, making predictions about what they should do. As the car is driven, the computer gets feedback about whether it's right or wrong about its decisions. After repeating this process thousands or millions of times, the neural net learns how to handle those situations. And so now I ask, how many times do you think Tesla Autopilot has encountered an overturned truck? It's a very rare case, but my theory gets even more interesting. I've been using Autopilot for 2 years now. There have been at least a dozen times where I've been using Autopilot on the highway and I suddenly felt the car brake a little bit, for seemingly no reason at all, and then continue. I then realized that this happened in 2 situations. 1, if I'm going under a large highway sign, or 2, if I'm entering a tunnel. Now, what do these 2 things have in common? A large stationary surface that is detected by radar. However, through training, the car has learned over and over and over again that you can drive right under these surfaces. Could this have affected autopilot's reaction to the truck? I'm not sure, it's just a theory, but either way, I do want to stress an important point here. A lot of people see this video without knowing anything about autopilot, and they think that it's pathetic. Any human could have easily avoided that. But in order for autopilot to be worthwhile, it just needs to cause less accidents than humans do. As long as it's able to drive safer than a human, then it will save lives. It's just frustrating to see it fail at something that's so easy for us to do. And by the way, the driver was completely fine after the accident. One more thing I wanted to say is that this crash is without a doubt the driver's fault. Tesla makes it extremely clear that you must pay attention at all times when using autopilot. Every time you turn it on, it tells you to be prepared to take over at any time. And when you enable the system in the settings, not only is it marked as a beta, but it also prompts you with this message explaining to you that you must only use it when you're paying attention to the road. I don't know how they could have possibly made this more clear, but unfortunately some people fail to understand this. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope this helped you understand more about what happened in the situation. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos.